Well, good evening, and as always, thanks for tuning in and spending a little time with us. And I know it's not so hard to do when it's still frigid outside. Frigid temperatures hanging on, holding on for a little while longer. There is some relief in the forecast. There's also a little sun, a little rain, and a little snow all rolled into one. Some folks in far southeastern Kentucky getting in on a little light snow this evening that I'm sure they're not so happy about. Whitesburg to Pineville picking up half-inch of snow, maybe a little bit more in some of those upper elevations over 2,000 feet. Part of a big system that's hammering a lot of folks down south that just don't have to see weather like this very, very often. Frigid Arctic air is going to continue in place through Thursday morning, and that's when things are going to start to thaw out. Temperatures tomorrow right around 21 degrees, and then right around 36 on your Thursday. I'll pick it up and have you more detail on your forecast in just a few moments from there. I can tell you, as many of you probably well know, a lot of classes are going to be in session tomorrow. McGoffin County Schools, as well as those in Johnson and Floyd at last report, are all going to be operating on a 2-hour delay. I spoke with Superintendent of McGoffin County Schools, Stanley Holbrook, just a short time ago, and he says it's been a decision that they've been mulling over all morning and afternoon, and basically it came down to this, that the situation with roads in the morning will be the same as they will be on Thursday morning, with no thaw-up between now and then. And that if they don't get in tomorrow morning, well, they'll not be in class Thursday morning, and then it will be Friday. And we're already at 14 missed days and counting. So it's a 2-hour delay for McGoffin County Schools on a limited basis. He is asking all parents and caregivers to kind of use your very best judgment. Buses will not be running on those roads that are still iced over in some sheltered locations. So you'll have to get up and try to make your way safely to get those kids to school. But do indeed use your best judgment. They're giving everyone an extra 2 hours tomorrow to make sure that you can get in and get in class. Once again, school in those 3 counties on session, but a 2-hour delay. Breathitt County was on a normal schedule at last report. Those are the only updates I have across my desk at this hour. In a follow-up from one that's been lingering for longer than we would like, it's my understanding that I have had no reports of any issues with gas problems in the last 24 hours. A lot of folks were on pins and needles, literally hoping that the gas would stay on during the overnight and during the cold spell. Well, to my knowledge, we have received no complaints. I spoke with Salyersville Mayor Pete Shepard before sitting down. He, too, had no word of any outages last night, as folks had been having to incur during the past 2 blasts of Arctic air. If that's incorrect, for your information or your experiences, more importantly, you can give us a call, of course, or message me on Facebook, send me an email, whatever you like. Local headlines in just a few seconds, including, very literally, just in, the latest list of candidate filings today at 4 o'clock was to be the window, which is now closed, to file for a slew of offices, which will be up for grabs in the May primary here in McGoffin and other counties and across the state of Kentucky. I'm looking at what could be a dozen or 2 names to add to the list since last updated, so it will prove worth watching. I'll get to that in just a few moments. Also, police arrest 3 people accused of causing possibly thousands of dollars in damages to an already damaged school building. They've been arrested on burglary charges. The list of news does indeed go on. One other report before we get to local headlines from there on out, and that comes from the Office of the United States Attorney, that is for the Eastern District of Kentucky, and that's Kerry B. Harvey. He says that St. Joseph Health System, specifically St. Joseph London Hospital, has agreed to pay the United States government $16.5 million to resolve allegations that it submitted false or fraudulent claims to the Medicare and Kentucky Medicaid programs for a variety of medically unnecessary heart procedures. The U.S. government contends that from January the 1st of 2008 through August the 31st of 2011, several doctors working at the hospital performed numerous invasive cardiac procedures on Medicaid and Medicare patients who did not need them whatsoever. The hospital then in turn turned around and billed federal programs for these unnecessary procedures, which include coronary stents, pacemakers, coronary artery bypass, graft surgeries, and diagnostic catheterizations. Hospitals generally get $10,000 to $15,000 from the government or insurance, if you will, for just the heart stent procedures alone. These doctors were said to be affiliated with the Cumberland Clinic, a physician group that entered an exclusive agreement with St. Joseph back in 2008 to provide cardiology services to the hospital's patients. In connection with this settlement, St. Joseph has agreed to enter into a corporate integrity agreement with the Department of Health and Human Services Office of Inspector General, which obligates the hospital to undertake substantial internal compliance reforms and commit to a third-party review of its claims to federal health care programs over the course of the next half-decade. Today's agreement also represents the second largest health care fraud settlement in the Eastern District of Kentucky ever. And this settlement also stems in large part from a whistleblower complaint that was filed by 3 cardiologists from Lexington. That law allows the whistleblowers, also known as realtors, or relators rather, to share in settlement proceeds that result from their bringing claims of fraud to the government's attention. In this case, Dr. Michael Jones, Dr. Paula Hollingsworth, and Dr. Michael Rukovina will receive nearly $2.5 million of the $16.5 million settlement. Prior to the relators filing their complaint, St. Joseph voluntarily disclosed to the government that one of its cardiologists, Dr. Sandesh Patil, had performed medically unnecessary coronary stents. Dr. Patil previously pleaded guilty to a federal health care fraud offense and was sentenced to 30 months behind bars. From the Eastern Kentucky area, Kentucky State Police is asking for our help and yours in locating a woman who has been reported missing as of January the 19th.
And this is a photograph that they sent with the Associated Press release trying to solicit information about the disappearance of 30-year-old Tanya Miller Stapleton of Inez. Miller was last reported to be seen in the Johnson Bottom community of Martin County back on January the 19th, this past Sunday. Stapleton is described as weighing about 115 pounds with shoulder-length brown hair, green eyes, standing about 5'2". Right now, the state police just asking the general public for any information that may be out there in hopes of finding this missing Martin County woman. Any information can be phoned to Kentucky State Police toll-free at 1-800-222-5555. You can always call Post 9 at 433-7711. Once again, 30-year-old Tanya Miller Stapleton of Inez.
Last night, Salyersville police officer Mike Nichols and troopers with the Kentucky State Police rushed in on 3 men in one residence on Sugar Camp off of Dixie Avenue here in Salyersville. Warrants of burglary in the 3rd degree, all felony charges, I am told, related to the monetary, that is, of items that were stolen or damaged from the Harold Whitaker Middle School building. From what I understand, they all live on Sugar Camp in Dixie in separate homes, but last night authorities found them all together in one location.
A location that Nichols believes they were walking from through the cut-through to the old middle school location, going through the roof of the structure, and once inside, stealing a great deal of items, including and mostly copper. He described what would possibly fill up to 3 truckloads lying around or on the riverbank of the Licking River between where they lived and the middle school, where they were piling it and burning it, getting the rubber insulation off, and then selling the copper for scrap.
Getting into it.
This has been a process that's been going on for, well, ever since the tornado happened. We've had numerous reports of them going over to the middle school, stealing stuff, taking stuff at school property, breaking in through the roof. We've been watching and investigating this for quite some time now. We have 3 subjects in custody. All 3 of them will have felony charges, burglary charges pending against them due court arraignment. All 3 subjects has been questioned and signed with rights. I have been doing ongoing surveillance with the middle school to try to keep the thieving down. I feel that these may be the ones that possibly could be hitting local here in town as well.
Now, I attempted to get in and see what the damages were that were left behind, but Superintendent Stanley Holbrook of McGoffin County Schools says they have had to attempt to try to keep thieves and vandals out to the degree that they have literally boarded up and used steel beams to try to barricade the doors, that unless I wanted to go through the roof in the same manner that they did, that I wasn't going to get in very easily. And you might be thinking, no harm, no foul to some degree because of this building to be demolished. Well, the fact is that the contracts and agreements agree for the middle school gymnasium to stand and be saved and reused. Whether or not any of the copper came from that area or from all of the entire school, we're uncertain as to right now. But we do know that 3 men ages 18 to 20 were arrested on felony burglary charges last night.
Damage is unestimated at this time because we don't know. We've not been able to get into the school to estimate that damage, but we do know there's a large quantity of copper wire that's been stowed out of the middle school. All 3 subjects was involved in taking this. All 3 subjects admitted to this to guilt.
And Nichols says the first arrest in the case actually came last week, while part of their investigation took them to the house of one of the 3 identified as a Nathan Keaton, 18 years of age, at a home he shares with Mabel King Pratt. They also share a child, and it was at that time that she was arrested for endangering the welfare of a minor after a growing marijuana operation was discovered inside the residence. Nichols was under the impression as of today that she had pled guilty to those charges and was released from the Big Sandy jail. The 3 men charged in the thefts and crimes are as follows, and each facing a burglary third-degree charge, and the amount of damage or items that were stolen puts it into the felony category. 20-year-old Blake Livesay, 18-year-old Nathan Keaton, and 20-year-old Eric Neville. The last of the 3, Neville, actually attempted to elude authorities and hide under clothing and other items in the home last evening, but was discovered and subsequently jailed. All 3 were still in the Big Sandy jail as of airtime. At some point, we'll get a look inside and see what damages were left behind. That's probably going to come close to the same time that work begins on the middle school itself. With that said, more local headlines. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Howdy, Hatfield. I reckon I'll take my pig back.
Ain't your pig.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is, and I can prove it. Ma, I just sent a picture of our missing pig. Tell everybody it's time to start feuding.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I guess ain't gonna be no feud. Real nice picture, though.
We'll put it on Instagram.
Appalachian Wireless is 4G. Great pictures, video, text, and talk. Bigger savings, better service. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
This is John at Premier Motor Sales in Paintsville. I know everyone out there is not want to spend $400 or $500 a month on a payment on a used car. If you come to Paintsville, that probably ain't gonna happen. Because at Premier Motor Sales, we sell quality used cars at a fair price. Here's an example, a 2005 Toyota RAV4. We had it listed for $98.50, just marked it down to $88.50. It's gonna be a great payment vehicle. So if you're looking for a good buy on a used car or truck or SUV, come see us. Call us at 297-4121.
Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400. Everybody at Salyersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center wants you to join them in honoring 2 lovely ladies as they mark major milestones this week. Mary McCarty celebrating her 100th birthday, and Elizabeth Lemaster celebrating her 103rd. From all their extended family and friends at Salyersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, happy birthday, ladies. Happy birthday, Mary and Elizabeth.
Because I'm happy. If you feel like a room without a roof.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland, and I want to be your family lawyer. Sometimes we all have troubles in our life, and when we do, it's good to have a friend that you can call on and during times of legal trouble. Please give me a call. I have been here my entire life. I was born here, I was raised here, I have a family here, and I've practiced law here since 1994. So if you ever have pain, if you ever have trouble, if you're ever in need, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne, 349-9000.
It's definitely the pie that sets it apart from everything you've ever known, tasted, or loved about a Reese's Cup or a DQ Blizzard. Real Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, creamy vanilla soft serve, and a real crunchy graham pie crust that gives it the texture and taste you'll never forget. But hurry, because it's the Blizzard of the Month at your Salyersville Dairy Queen.
Well, here's a story that's definitely going to be a follow-up. I'd hope to maybe have a little phone conversation or interview with our young McConnell, but that hasn't turned out as of right now because she's been a very busy young lady today down in Nashville for an audition with America's Got Talent.
Now, all I've got right now is a couple of candid pics that Mahala's mom snapped just before, I believe, her audition today, which I am told went great. McGoffin County's own Mahala Cottle was picked through Reverb Nation to be guaranteed an audition, and she got a front-of-the-line pass, which they were really enjoying once there. That also meant that she got to fill out all of her paperwork ahead of and before the audition, and she got to go, of course, right to the front of the line at Soundcheck Nashville on stage at the Ryman. Now, she won't find out if she makes the audition until the end of February. I don't know if she got to meet the judges today. I don't know anything else at this point. But now you know what I know, and as soon as I know more, so will you. We also do know, though, we wish her the very best of luck. You might recall, Mahala, we had an interview with her several months ago last year, and I've got some music for her. I just can't get it all worked into the program tonight. So like I said, there's a follow-up coming. There's also more news coming. Basketball highlights from last night's doubleheader for the Hornets and Lady Hornets. Also, your complete and final list of candidates who have filed to run for office in McGoffin County and much more. First, though, a few calendar announcements via our McGoffin County Farm Bureau sponsored calendar, brought to you by your local agent, Doug Green. Got a couple of birthday wishes this evening. The first is a bit belated, and it might be even on my end. I'm not for certain, but I know that Tanya Cole celebrated her 33rd birthday on the 26th. Happy belated birthday. Happy 33rd belated birthday to Tanya Cole with lots of love from your mom and kids. And happy 77th birthday today to Mandy Love. Love your kids and grandkids. Happy birthday to you. This just in, the McGoffin County Fiscal Court has reset their regular session meeting, which has been postponed due to obvious weather conditions, for tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Financial business and other business also includes second reading of a budget amendment, second reading of an alcohol ordinance, also a solid waste invoices up to $202,000, a county seat legacy project, an EEDA grant, and more. That's tomorrow afternoon, not 8:30, but afternoon. Probably have a report for you tomorrow. And weather permitting, and I think it will, they'll be picking and grinning at the Kearney Free Will Baptist Church this Saturday at 7. Pastor Butch Whitaker invites you all. Saturday, 7, Kearney Free Will. The annual Sweetheart Banquet at the Burning Fork Community Church, and I did it again. Didn't put the phone number on. I will, but it's 349-6400 if you want to go ahead and make reservations. They have hundreds of people come up for their annual Sweetheart Banquet, and they will this year as well, for wonderful steak or chicken dinner, all the fixings, drinks, desserts, everything. And kids get to eat half price. February the 8th. We'll be here before you know it, because this Saturday, February the 1st, an indoor photography workshop has been set for Monday, February the 10th at your McGoffin County Extension Office, 349-3216. I'll remind you about that as it gets a bit closer. For now, just a reminder that this is how you get announcements like those, including birthdays and anniversaries, for free on the program. Funeral service announcements for this Tuesday, the 28th, brought to you on behalf of the McGoffin County Funeral Home, with a listing tonight in honor of 90-year-old Marie Cottle Howington of Parkway Drive, who passed away on the 27th. She survived by her husband, Earl Howington, as well as sons Larry, Randall, and Doyle. Visitation will be after 6 o'clock this evening. It will continue all day tomorrow and until services. They'll start in her honor Thursday at noon, all of which will be from the McGoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. Check out our daily specials that get even better after 4 p.m. only at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Wednesday's special is a 3-piece dinner with 2 homemade sides and a biscuit, $5.99 for a pressed thigh and a leg, or $4.99 for a leg, thigh, and a wing, and you can take $1 off of both after 4 p.m. only at your Salyersville Lee's.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
2014 Terexes are in with a newly redesigned 800cc power plant and a new 2-seat configuration. And the XP1000 is on the ground. 107 horsepower and a world-class suspension, plus Polaris financing as low as 2.99%, 5.99 for up to 72 months. But it's only good till the end of the year at Connolly's Kawasaki and Polaris of Paintsville. From time and money saving services like their overdraft protection, telephone and online banking services, to finding the right home, college, or car loan, to personalized checking and savings accounts designed around your exact needs, Salyersville National Bank is still your best choice and the same locally owned and operated bank that's been looking out for your family's financial health since 1902. Salyersville National, restoring the piggy bank population one savings at a time. Love is in the air at the seasonal shop with something sweet for all your hearts. With cute $5 or $10 custom Valentines perfect for the kids at school and other adorable cuddly candy bouquets just perfect for everyone. And they've got the finest in Whitman's chocolates and more ways to say I love you than you can imagine throughout the store. Fashionable and fan favorite handbags and jewelry for her. Absolutely anything and everything UK for him, and even Big Blue for the cutest of Valentines. And just in, sassafras burlap designs in monogram doormats and garden flags to say welcome. All this and so much more only at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop in downtown Salyersville.
January is Employee Month at Hutch Chevrolet, as you will buy like a Hutch employee. You pay what we pay.
Hello, this is Earl Justice. Hutch Chevrolet is introducing a new way to buy a new car. It's the Hutch Easy Pay plan. It will cut your payments up to 40% every month, just like the new 2014 Chevy Equinox. Don't pay over $500 per month. Now with the new Hutch Easy Pay, only $325.08 a month. Get to Hutch Chevrolet GMC, Paintsville, Kentucky. Isn't it time for you to buy Hutch?
Start off the new year with some brand new duds. Regardless of how hard you have to work or how hard you want to play, if you're stepping out or if it's what you're stepping in, Red's Boot Barn has got you covered with work, play, and western boots by Muck, Ariat, Red Wing, Blackjack, and more, and winter and western wear by Wrangler, Ariat, Miss Me, Outback, and Carhartt, just to name a few. Happy 2014 from everyone at Red's Boot Barn in Salyersville.
We've still got a great deal of ground to cover. High school basketball highlights from the Hornets doubleheader last evening and your weather forecast, which, just bear with me, it's going to get better. It has to at some point. But for now, here it is as of 4 o'clock at the close of operation today at the Montgomery County Court Clerk's office. The window is now closed to file to run for any of the respective offices, which will be up for grabs on the May primary ballot.
This is the list. I haven't counted the total number of candidates, but we've got close to 20 new ones to add since last update. First, let me say this: if I have omitted a name, please call me on it and make sure I know. But we've gone over the list today. It was just sent up to us from the clerk's office, and I think we've got them all on there. No changes to the Montgomery County Judge Executive's race. 3 Republicans: Gerald Howard, John Montgomery, and John D. Carty, taking on Democrats Charles Doc Harden and H.B. Arnott. A new name to add to the sheriff's list on the Republican side of the ballot: Republican Rodney Minix has filed to run for sheriff of Montgomery County, a former Montgomery County deputy and one, I believe, who works in Johnson County now. Also running on the Republican ballot, Garlina Minix Likens, Mike Nichols, Hetzel Minix, and Carson Montgomery, several current or former officers on that list. Democrats Arthur Perkins, Joshua Shepard, Clayton D. Howard, Bob Jordan, Rick Jordan, and Tim Watkins round out the Democrats for Montgomery County Sheriff. The coroner's race has 3 names: Paul Burchell on the Republican ballot, Democrats Michael Paul Howard, Mark Jenkins. A new name on the Republican list for county court clerk in Montgomery, that of Mary Jane Collinsworth on the Republican ballot. Another Republican, Josie Wireman Bailey, and Democrats Johnny Kels Arnott and current clerk Renee Arnott Shepard. County attorney's race will be decided in May. Greg Allen and Jeff Lovely, only 2 Democrats, only 2 candidates. The jailer's race has a new name: Kenny Belcher, Greg Minix, and Ryan D. Arnott, Republicans running. Price Summa on the Democratic ballot has filed in the past few days to join Democrats Brian Montgomery and Tex Holbrook. Property valuation administrator This race, of course, will be a carryover onto the November ballot. One Republican, one Democrat, Brad Patrick, Jerry Sweeney, current PVA. Curry Howard, the current surveyor and only candidate for Magoffin County surveyor, has filed. The magistrate's race, District 1, Terry Hensley on the Republican ballot has filed, joining Republicans Brandon Minix and Bobby Bailey, then Democrats Tony Chico Reisner, Frankie Howard, Ralph Doug Allen, Gary Rooster Reisner. Magistrate's race, District 2, Republicans Jennifer Marshall Lovely and Tommy Salyer Jr., joining Republican Johnny Bentley, and then Democrats Bucklemaster and Garrett Ward. The magistrate's race for District 3, 2 Republicans to add to the list, Robinette Minix and Terry Lee Francis. Other Republicans already filed include Glenn Burks, Paula K. Peterson, Robert Lee Patrick, Ronnie Lovely, and then Democrats Jason Thomas Howard, Matthew C. Wireman, Billy Brown, Brandon Isaac, and Zachary Montgomery. I can also tell you that Adam Fletcher has filed his intent on candidacy papers to run on the independent ballot for Constable in District 3. That means that as an independent, he will be on the November ballot. Also, Democrats, I didn't realize I hadn't got all the Democrats. Further Democrats for Magistrate District 3 also include Larry Bubby Carpenter, Eb Shepard, Everett Allen, and Kelly Lee Miller. I've got that broken up there, and that's one of the largest ballots there is, I believe. Turning to the Constable's race for District 1 in Magoffin, Republican James Puckett and Republican James Rudd. Democrats, 2 new ones to add to the list, Dewey Marshall and Gene Helton, joining Dwayne Perkins, David Back, Hanson Rao, Cleve Cooge Howard, and Tim Pooh Howard. Constable's race, District 2, several new names. The Republicans are James Workman and Wade Collinsworth. Democrat Justin Back has also recently filed, joining Stephen Pelfrey, Stephen Lackey, Ronnie Edward Sloan, and Fonzie Howard. The Constable's race, District 3, Republican Courtney Lee Reisner, Democrats Alvin Kraft and Joe Bailey. And our state representative of the 92nd District, I confirmed through the Kentucky Board of Elections office a few moments ago, and then through himself, Democrat John Short, is unopposed. And the state senator's race is no longer an unopposed race. Brandon Smith, who of course is now our state senator after redistricting, has some competition and an opponent in the form of Democrat Jordan Bowling Palmer. Both Smith and Palmer from the city of Hazard. Both now running for senator in the 30th District, and that race, of course, will be decided in the May primary. Circuit Judge for the 36th District, as of the Kentucky Board of Elections website, shows that Kim Childers' nonpartisan race is still unopposed, as is Magoffin County District Judge for 36th District, that being Knott County as well, Dennis Prater. And that is your list as I have it in its entirety. Once again, if we omitted any names for any reason, please feel free to let us know. Now, it's on to the election. May will be here before you know it. Now, as I referred to on a couple of occasions during the program, I do have highlights from last night's Hornet-Lady Hornet doubleheader. The last time that I had a lot of news and it ran over and pushed me a little bit behind or full, I had to rush it, and I was not happy with the coverage. So those will be on tomorrow's program. I've got some highlights, scores, and then, of course, we'll be talking about hopefully a schedule that will kind of be on schedule now with the weather starting to bear up just a little bit. Look for that, fiscal court coverage, and other news, a whole lot of other news that I promise you'll only see with me on tomorrow night's program. More of the same, but it's not as bad. I mean, we're talking about a light and variable wind out there this evening, so wind chill factors are pretty much almost null and void, but it's still going to be brutally cold. Again, we're talking about 3 degrees tonight. Now, winds may pick up tomorrow, under partly cloudy skies tonight, mind you, but winds will pick up a bit tomorrow. Not bad, but we're talking about 5 to 7 mile per hour winds on top of a 21-degree day. Well, that puts us down around -3 at some times during the morning hours, especially when those winds may start to kind of be present. Nevertheless, tomorrow is the last real round of the Arctic air. 21 for the high, 9 for the low. Still that wind chill factor that you've got to worry about. I've still got chill spelled wrong at the bottom of that screen. But the good news is the trend starts to break by Thursday. It's going to be slow going Thursday. We're talking about temperatures, at 9 degrees Monday night, Wednesday night, Thursday morning. It's going to stick around. It's going to be a slow go. But we'll see mostly sunny skies, and then we'll see the 30s, I'm so glad to say. And a nighttime low, which has been better than a lot of daytime highs here as of late, 26 degrees for your Thursday night. Now, mostly sunny skies during the day will give to increasing clouds Thursday night and a chance of some precipitation on your Friday. Maybe some rain, maybe some snow showers early, and the same throughout the day. 40 for the high, 34 for the low. Looks to be pretty much a rain event. Maybe early in the morning getting in on a bit of white snow, but not enough to really amount to anything, just to see some drops turn into flakes. Check out Saturday. 51 degrees, a chance of rain and snow, mind you, and a low of 30 as we see that bit of a crossover, but nevertheless, 51 and 30 for your weekend. Sunday, not so much. 39-28, we take a hit, but we're still so much better off than we have been. Partly sunny on your Sunday and some early precipitation, a chance thereof, not a big chance, but a chance. We'll stick in the low 40s starting off Monday under some sunshine. 30 to 40% chance of some showers, rain or snow Monday night, and then into your Tuesday, we're still in the mid and maybe even upper 40s. All in all, it puts us back where we should be, the norm for this time of the year, somewhere where we haven't been consistently all year long. Like I said a few weeks ago, you can just wipe January off the history book.